let's talk about creating a super stable face as the club exits. So Henry, what does that mean? What does it mean to have a stable club face as the club is moving past the golf ball?
Yeah, well, we see it a lot in today's game. The best ball strikers out there, they don't really have a lot of face rotation. Now there are exceptions, we know that, but the rotational golf swings, that face is staying pretty stable and pretty parallel to sort of the spine angle, right?
For at least a couple feet beyond the ball, for sure. And some of the guys, you know, well into the
you look at like Morikawa and Hovland. It's like, that face never really turns over. It's like if I had my right hand here, it's like the face is like that, right? So how do we get that look? That's the question.
Well, there's a few keys. First thing we have to understand is what we're trying to accomplish with impact, where we're trying to go. So that's a question I ask almost everybody in lessons, and generally people don't even have a very good idea. Most players, when I say show me impact, they show me something that looks like this. So I've got the handle forward, but I don't have a couple of key elements there that really good players have. And if we can throw up some really good players, impact positions in this video, we'll see that almost every single really good ball striker, their right arm is on the shaft or under the shaft at impact, right?
Right.
So that's a big key. So we've got to get that right arm under. Now, how do we get there?
Right, so this is kind of the topic for this video, right, is getting this face stable through the hitting area and even a little bit past the hitting area, and this sort of the right arm being under the left, because you see the troubles that come with this right arm covering the left. You see what happens in my shoulder. You see what happens to the club face, right? The right arm starting to really roll over.
Yeah.
So that's when instability comes, right? So we're looking for that stable release. So you were talking about impact, right? Showing what impact is. A lot of people don't really know how to get there. That's kind of like, this is impact, right? The club pointing back at their chest, the chest pointing back at the ball. Whereas this, right, where we're starting to work on our lead side clearing.
So the lead side's getting around.
Yep. And then you get some right side
There's a little bit of bend in my spine to get this right arm.
So you've lowered a little bit. Even your head is lowered slightly.
Yeah.
Right?
So there's going to be an element of lowering and opening and bending to the right so that I can accommodate getting this right arm into this kind of a bent position under the shaft.
If you go back to the camera here, so if you go back to impact here, and then if you just push that ball out towards me and then kind of move back up around the corner, you see how now we have that right arm under the left and the face very stable, almost a little more skyward versus, you know, toe down rolling over, which you see so often, right?
For sure.
So it's really created though because of the clearance, the sort of down motion, side bend, right?
So the key to the whole thing is body's got to be opening up, spine has to be bending some amount so that I can deliver the club in this position.
Right.
Otherwise I can't get low enough to get to the ball.
So when I see you do that motion, I immediately think of a question that our viewers at home are probably thinking. How the heck do I get in that position if I'm not flexible, fit? You know, I've never been there before. That seems like it's really going to put a lot of stress on like my obliques and lower back. So what say you on that front?
Well, not everybody's going to be able to get into Joaquin Neiman's delivery, but we can all get close enough so we can get our right arm lined up to the shaft. Now, Neiman at impact, that right arm's really under the shaft, and he's got a lot of bend in that arm, so that thing is going to be stable for quite a while after he hits it.
And I would even say too, like if you're at home and you don't think you can get in that position, well, if you were playing baseball or t-ball, you can probably get to a baseball position like this. So now all we're really adding is a little more side bend.
Yeah, and I don't find very often that people can't get into those positions. If you have average mobility, you can probably get there. Like today, I was giving a lesson to a gentleman in his 70s. He got there,
Yep.
and he started making some beautiful deliveries today. So
Right.
it's pretty awesome.
So the face stays more square or slightly open longer in a more stable position. And again, this right arm is staying under the left. Maybe the thought shouldn't be that it should just be under the left. It happens because of that clearance, right? Sort of the lead hip going back around, chest opening up,
Yep.
side bend.
Just like how the right arm gets in line with the barrel.
Right.
Wouldn't get there if I did this.
Right arm covering left. Right.
But if I deliver it with turn, now that right arm's on the back of the shaft lined up. So it's the same principle has to hold true here, only now we're going to do it with a little bit more bend in our body. So that requires us to have a little bit of bend this way at contact.
I would say one other caveat to this too is that the grip can dictate a little bit too. If you have a weaker grip, right, the right arm may not appear quite as under as having a strong grip, right? Would you
For
agree
sure,
with
yeah.
that?
Especially the right hand grip.
Yeah.
If your right hand grip is more on top,
Yeah.
then it's going to be really hard, because if I get my right arm under like that, I can't bend my wrist back far enough to square the face up, so my right arm's going to get a little more on top.
Yeah.
And we see that with some players on tour, like Rory McIlroy has a little less of that right arm under look, because he's got a little bit more of his right hand's a little more on top.
Cool. So what could be maybe a little drill or exercise they could do to create that dynamic, that right arm under the lead a little bit here? Would you just hit some from impact? Would that be a good one?
I think that's the best place to start.
Okay.
Is we start with some little impact drills. So we take the club, we go to what would be like a nice ideal impact, and we just make a little backswing and then deliver that.
Cool.
Something like that. I'll bet you when we see that one at contact that we're going to see that nice right arm under delivery. And so that's where I would start, and then maybe you can gradually convert that. So impact, backswing, and gradually start to grow it.
Yeah.
Like
That
that.
right arm's not staying under your lead for eternity, right? Because eventually, once you get up in here, now, you know, through your finish, like the right arm's going to eventually sort of get higher than the left.
At some point, the golf club overtakes you.
Right.
We just don't want that to happen until the ball's gone.
Right. 'Cause that's what this move right here is killing so many people at home, right? So if we can get this wrist condition and the right arm staying on the left through side bend and turn, you're talking a lot more face stability, something you can count on a little bit better. So
For sure.
cool. All right, let's we'll show them a face on so they can see that as well. And we hope you guys enjoyed this video on getting the right arm under the left and clearing so you can have a stable face.
Hey guys, so I wanted to give you a sneak peek into milolinesgolf.com, an online academy devoted to helping you play better golf and learn to swing like an athlete. So I've assembled an awesome team of instructors to help me with this mission. And we've received some awesome feedback from the members of our site, and we've seen many of them make great strides toward improving their games. As a member of milolinesgolf.com, you get a monthly evaluation from myself or my team. You get a private space to track your progress. You also receive access to a live lesson library and a really large library of how-to videos. Access to our member-only webinars, and you get to ask us questions to be answered live, and much, much more. So, for just $49 per month or $399 per year, you can have access to all these great things and learn to swing like an athlete. So let us help you play the best golf of your life. So visit us at the link below and join now.